Welcome to Medicine Talk ND Live, where you can discover life without medicine. Join us live 12 to 1 CST every weekday, where you can talk to a naturopathic doctor for free and learn more about naturopathic medicine. ND Live is brought to you in partnership with FullScript, the doctor's choice for delivering the safest source of professional-grade supplements to their patients.
Hi, everybody. This is Eli Camp with Medicine Talk. I'm one of the founders, and we are doing interviews with doctors who are participating in ND Live, right? Discover Life Without Medicine. Come find out anything you want to know. We're on the phone 12 to 1 Central Standard Time every weekday and some weekends. And I thought it would be really great if you could actually hear from some of the doctors, well, all of them eventually, who are on the phones and you can't see them. So today we have Dr. Jason Kinley. Welcome. Thank you for taking the time. And you have a practice in Spokane.
That is correct.
Okay. Is it cold?
It's 22 degrees this morning.
Holy moly, that's cold.
Yeah.
Have you had snow yet this year?
Not as much as we'd like. We've had a little here and there, and it melted and warmed up, and we'd love to see a foot, 2 feet.
Right. Well, the temperature's changing here in Oklahoma, and with that is coming, you know, colds and flus and cough and all that weather change stuff. So, hey, you know, I think people are really curious about us NDs, and tell us a little bit about why you became a naturopathic doctor. What does that mean to you? Like, tell us a little bit.
So I became a naturopathic doctor because my wife actually told me I should. That's kind of the running joke, but it's true. I was, excuse me, I was an athletic director at a small private school, actually here in Spokane, and I was running an organic farm, an organic CSA in the summertime, and I designed a health curriculum at the school I was teaching at. And I was always talking to people, whether it was clients that we had for our CSA, our community supported agriculture, or whether it was the students or their parents. And then I was coaching sports, cross country, basketball, baseball, softball. And people were always asking me questions about health in their body and whatever else was going on. And so one day my wife goes, wow, you know, I really think you should become a doctor. Have you ever thought about that? And I said, are you crazy? At that point, we had 3 kids, I think. 3, I think that's what we had. And I said, no, what are you talking about? Like, I can't do this. You know how much work that's going to take? So then we decided, well, okay, maybe we should do this. So we looked into it. We started looking at Bastyr because Bastyr was on a state park. And because at that point we had 4 children, we were like, well, that looks like it would be the best fit for us. So we chose to go to Bastyr. And then while there, we had 2 more children. So we were up to 6. And now we're expecting 7 in May. So the journey of naturopathic medicine is, to me, overall health. And it doesn't look the same for everybody. And I think that's a key piece, that no one's optimal level is going to be the same as somebody else's. And so kind of removing that facade of, well, everybody's the same is one of my roles. It was a long process. And to me, being a naturopathic doctor just means living life, really, because our medicine is about how do I take your lifestyle and realize and teach you that that is the medicine, right? That's a big piece of it. It's not about an herb or a supplement or a pill or anything. It's your day-to-day decisions impact you now and 6 months from now, a year from now, 10 years from now. And my job is to help teach people that aspect. So really, it's kind of fun just to teach people, look, you can do this. You just got to make some changes, and let me help guide that process.
Right. You posted something on Facebook, or your wife did, about how a healer is not someone that heals you, but someone you go to who stimulates your own healing ability.
Absolutely.
It's a very vitalistic way of looking at things, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your practice. What's going on within your practice?
So my practice is a little different here in Spokane. I'm the only naturopathic doctor in Spokane that's doing a concierge model. So my patients sign up for a year-long plan. And the advantage to that is it gets the pressure off of the patient and myself right away. It takes it out the door. Because now what we're looking at is you have some problems, whatever they might be, whether it's arthritis or you have acid reflux or you have Graves' disease or whatever the case is. We have 12 months now to really hone in and fine tune each little piece because our medicine is not an overnight fix. Now I've seen that happen, but that's not really what we're aimed at. We're aimed at correcting the problem from the very bottom level up. It takes time. And so when patients come into a conventional setting, a lot of times they go in because they want that one visit, maybe two, and they're hoping they're going to be better. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have enough time in those one or two visits to change a whole lot. And so now you don't have to feel pressured as a patient. Well, he's just trying to make money and get me to come back in the door. That isn't it.
Right.
I do a lot of physical medicine. So my hands to me are incredibly important. We learn it from the osteopathic tradition. I've studied with additional chiropractors. I'm certified in activator and kinesiotaping.
Nice.
And so my hands to me are incredibly important. Well, if I get you one visit, and you need to have something else for your back. Okay, well now I got to try to convince you to come back to me instead of just taking care of it. You know, I can't, if I just had a patient that postpartum, 8 days postpartum had a uterine prolapse. So her uterus is dropping out. She couldn't leave her house.
Right.
Right? It's the conventional setting, she would have had to go. So I just went to her. I said, hey, let's take care of this together right here in your house. And I was able to then teach her husband how to help her correct the problem. Should it continue? Like there's ways to do things.
Right.
I have that option if I have one visit with you.
No, and we're teachers first and foremost, right? We're teachers because the whole idea is that, at least I think, people stopped learning the basics a couple of generations ago. Not everybody, but a significant amount, at least of our population here, how to eat and how to breathe and how to think and how to be and all of these things. So I'm asking all of the doctors what their favorite herb is. Give away a little free herbal stuff here. What's yours and why?
My favorite herb is thyme because thyme is easy to grow for people and the affinity for the respiratory system is fantastic. It works great in kids. You can use it. With my children, I use thyme all consistently. You can do steam inhalations with it if you don't like the taste.
Right.
You can put it in your food. And that's what I like about it. There's a lot of herbs that I like to use, but you can't use all of them in your food because they're just not palatable.
Right.
And I don't mind having food that doesn't taste the same as what we think of. That's bitter, because to me, that's a great thing that's missing in our diet. Well,
Bitter.
Yeah, bitter foods because it stimulates digestion.
Right.
And so thyme is kind of that gap. It bridges that gap because it's a little bitter, but it's a common culinary herb and people know what it is. You can also use it to help topically with wounds because it's antimicrobial if you steam it in a pot and keep the lid on, right? You don't need to go buy essential oil for that. You can just put it in a pan, boil it, keep the lid on, strain the herb out, and compress that in a cloth. So to me, it's such a functional herb that everybody can have around the house. So I think that's my go-to for like most versatile for me.
It's an awesome herb and it smells so good too. It really does. I love to hear you talking about using the herbs in a compress. That this is also somewhat of a lost art out there in medicine is compresses and poultices and hydrotherapy and hands-on medicine for sure. So how can people find you, Dr. Kinley?
People can find me right now through Facebook. They can search for Mountain View Vital Medicine. They can email me at jkinley, N as in naturopath, D as in doctor, @gmail.com, or they can just give me a call at 509-565-7005.
Excellent. And you are taking new patients?
I am currently, yes.
Okay, excellent news. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure to get to visit with you. And remember, everybody, you can find Dr. Kinley once a month on ND Live from 12 to 1 Central Standard Time. And just check the schedule. Go over to medicinetalk.org. There's the schedule for all the doctors are there. And I hope you have a great holiday season and good luck and congratulations on the newest addition to your family.
Yeah, thank you very much. You too. Take care.
Have a good one.
You too.
Visit medicinetalk.org to join us at ND Live today. And be sure to ask your doctor about Full Script.